Blake, I know you're someone who likes to take in a lot of information before each start. When you look at just the outing that you had against the Blue Jays in August, compared to kind of what you've been seeing and preparing for now, without giving anything away, what stands out to you as to how different this lineup just could be if you think it is?
Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of confidence right now. They're doing a good job of just like each at bat, like fueling off of each other. And yeah, I was able to watch some games and really watch them. And no, I mean, they've always been a good lineup. Bat to ball's good. So yeah, I'm excited for the challenge.
Hey Blake, you obviously pitched in a World Series before, but going into this one, how does the night before compare to maybe that first time?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, it's just everything gets quiet and focused, and just start processing what you want to happen, what you're going to face, and just start, building from that.
Toronto Trey will be making his 7th ever big league start. I think your 7th start, you got your first ever road win at Coors Field. How unprepared do you think you would have been back then being thrown into a game like tomorrow's?
I don't know. I don't know his journey versus what my journey was to get to the big leagues. Maybe he's pitched in a lot of games that have prepared him for it. I mean, I know he's been doing good with the playoffs, had a really good game and a tough one and a decent one. So I don't know. There's just so much, he's facing a Dodgers lineup that's really good. How's he going to react to that? There's so many questions. And I don't know him personally, so I don't know like the makeup, but it's definitely a difficult task for him.
Just looking at yourself, how much more do you know about pitching in the major leagues now than you knew then?
Yeah, I was a baby. Yeah, I'm night and day different. Just experience is everything. It matters, and it's what makes pitchers really good. It's just time.
Thank you.
Hi, Blake. How much and in what aspects do you think you have improved since 2020?
2020? I would say just I've matured, I've grown up. I've become I was kind of a kid still in 2020. To a man, family, wife. A lot's changed, yeah. And then with the game of baseball, just how I view it is a lot different. It's more personal than it's ever been, just because I know I only have so much time left. I'm not young, and I don't really think about the ending. To right now, I'm just more appreciative of the moments, the time, and what these mean for my career.
4th row on your left, Blake.
Blake, your last World Series game, everybody remembers it, total dominance until they took you out. How long did it take you to process that whole night, and how often do you still think about it, and now that you're back here finally?
Yeah, I don't think about it really at all anymore. When it happened, I'd say probably for like a week, I was thinking about it, what could have been different, what I could have done, the ups and downs of just, feelings. But then it ultimately led to if I would have done more early on in my career to gain his trust, it would have been a different outcome, I think. So learn from it, and ultimately it made me a better pitcher. Just because I understand the game more than just myself, just the pieces, the parts, and how it all works. So, yeah, I mean, for about a week, the ups and downs of could have been a World Series champ, this, but there's still Game 7, and who knows if we win Game 6, and just so much in the air that, yeah, I finally just let it go.
Hey Blake, how do you approach big game hitters like Guerrero Jr. and Springer?
I can't really give too much away. They're veteran hitters. They know what they're doing. They know what they're looking for. They're going to be I don't know how to I could tell you in a week.
Multiple Cy Youngs, you have pitched in the World Series, but where would this Game 1 start in a Dodgers uniform rank for your career?
Right now in the moment, it's the most important start of my career, yeah. Have a chance to win a World Series, the ultimate team goal, and yeah, this is probably the biggest start of my career.
This third row up front, Jason.
Blake, I actually want to play off that question. The list of pitchers who have started Game 1 of a World Series for the Dodgers is pretty glittering. It's pretty famous. What does it mean to you to join that list?
I mean, yeah, it's exciting. I mean, I'd have to look at the list and see who's on there, but I have ideas. Yeah. But no, I mean, yeah, I mean, just wearing the uniform, a Dodger uniform, is special to me. So to be on that list is cool, but you want to have impact on that list. That's more important.
At the start of the playoffs, you talked about wanting to challenge yourself in this environment against the best players. I mean, what have you kind of learned going through these starts, and how much fun have you had just being in this kind of environment and pitching at this level, and you know, all the little things that go into having successful postseason starts, being able to do that?
Yeah, you're just learning. Each start, you just learn. You go through the game, you dissect what you like, what you don't like, where you got lucky, where maybe you didn't get lucky, but you're just trying to find a way to get better, and you're trying to understand, you know, what's the hitter trying to do. So it's the most important thing to pitching is understand what's their plan. How do you figure that part out? And then you have environments. You play on the road. When you're younger, you know, you can let it spiral and get to you. As you get older, you just understand like it's an environment, and however, you know, how are you going to take it? Like, are you going to be a part of it? Are you going to enjoy it? And you just kind of learn from it. But for me, I mean, this has been amazing. I pitched in Philly, Milwaukee. Both were great crowds, electric. I saw the crowd Game 6 and 7 here. Watched both of those games fully, and was really impressed with the crowd here as well. So I can't wait. I'm excited. It's going to be great energy, good baseball, two really good teams. Yeah, I just can't wait to be a part of it.
Yeah, Blake, you always kind of talk about the idea of reading swings and sort of pitching off of that. How did you go about developing that? Is there anyone that sort of helped you along the way, like how to read swings, how to read hitters, and sort of how to apply that in the middle of a game?
Yeah, I mean, I've always loved watching the game. I've always loved baseball. I think that's the first part. But I think once I won the first Cy Young in 18, I was kind of clueless to how I did it. And at 19, I was like, I'm going to do it again. I'm the best, all that. And it didn't work. And I got hurt, and I thought I did everything I could to win it again. Then I realized, you know, you have to get better. You have to learn. Winning a Cy Young is very difficult. And that's when I really started watching the game and developing a game plan. And, well, what's going to make me different? I got to be different. The only way to be, you know, better is you got to be different than everybody. So watching the game, asking questions, asking the older guys questions, like how do I have to adjust when I get to this age? And then really just challenging myself every day, like how do I get better? By me doing that, I've just continually every year gotten so much better. But it's the people that, you know, the veterans, the older guys, pitching coaches that have all kind of helped me become the player I am now, but really the guy that I'm striving to be.
One last one.
Just to continue with that conversation, coming to this team, you talked about wanting to pick Clayton Kershaw's brain. Are those the type of conversations you were having with him, and then looking at just the longevity that he's had in this league and wanting to attain that as well?
Yeah, and like it's funny because like everyone says like, well, how are those talks? How do you get there? But it's just conversations. It's just questions. You just ask questions, and like we'll just have a normal conversation, but like I'll ask questions on like, well, why'd you do this, or why were you thinking that way, or like, what do you think's the best part of your game? And then you ask that question, he replies, and then it's like, okay, well, how can you know, piece that to your game, and like, what does that look like to you? Because ultimately, like, you're building the best version of you, so you have to figure that part out. But Kershaw, like the best thing that he does is he competes. Like, he could have nothing and he'll find a way to dominate because he's just so competitive. And it's like, how do you learn that? Like, you know, it's, you got to ask questions, but then you got to figure out like, what part of, like, how can you do that? And